Hey everybody, it's Mike Broadhurst with the Prude Home Team. Today's August 17th, and we're ready for this week's Market Monday Bluffton Market Report. Let's talk about new inventory. This week, 27 new properties came on the market compared to 30 last week, and that compares to 40 last year. That's a drop of 32.5% in new listings year over year. Year to date, new listings, 1,286 compared to 1,517 for last year. That's a decrease of 15.23% in new inventory. Let's go to the properties sold. This past week in Bluffton, 32 properties closed, and that compares to last week's number of 20, and compared to last year, 40 properties actually closed. So that's a drop of 20% in market activity. Year to date, our sales, 989 properties have closed compared to 1,068 last year, and that's a 7.4% decrease in actual properties closed. But we're going to come back to that at the end of at the closing remarks and take a look on how that number is starting to shrink week over week. So let's take a look at properties under contract for this week. We bounced back. 43 properties went under contract this week compared to 32 last week. And this time last year, 36. That's an increase in market activity of properties under contract of over 19%. This year, we're starting to see how the market is bouncing back. 1,186 properties have gone under contract compared to 1,147 properties year to date. That's an increase of 3.4% in market activity. Again, because of some of the more expensive properties selling over the past week, we do see a big increase in average sales price for the week, $554,300 compared to $413,800 last week. Last year, during the same time, $359,600. That is a 54% increase from this year compared to last year during the same time frame. More importantly are the year-to-date figures. This year, average sales price, $446,500 compared to $388,700 last year. That's an uptick of almost 15% in property values. Our days on market are just about even from where they were last year. Week over week, that's another number that, as we all know, bounces around. 160 days, cumulative days on market compared to 130 days on market last week, and this time last year, 61. Year to date, exact numbers. The average cumulative days on market, 113 for both this year and last year. 3 weeks ago, the number of sales year over year comparatively, we were off by 11%. Last week, we closed that gap to just 9.63%. And this week, if you recall, we're off just by 7.4%. So what we're seeing is that the number of sales are narrowing when we compare this year to last year. And that is remarkable given that we went through the COVID restrictions in which we saw the number of properties going under contract down by 20 and even 30% compared to last year. And what that proves is our market has rebounded, and not just rebounded nicely, but with fire. So we're really seeing a strong market. It's a strong seller market. We think now is the time to sell. If you're thinking about selling, give us a call. I'm Mike Broadhurst, 843-837-7773, and we'll see you next week.